Welcome back to Awakened Reflections. Have you ever paused to wonder why the journey to achieving your dreams often feels like a winding road rather than a direct, seamless path? We pour our hearts into our goals, setting clear intentions, aligning our energy, and taking deliberate action to bring our desires to life. Yet, the process rarely unfolds in a straight line. Instead, it leads us through a labyrinth of unexpected detours, challenges, and lessons, each carefully designed by the universe to prepare us for the very blessings we seek. The truth is, the universe doesn't operate on our timeline or within the confines of our expectations. It follows a grander rhythm, one that values readiness over immediacy. Each twist, turn, and pause in the journey is not a delay, but a preparation. These are the moments where the universe asks, "Are you truly ready for what you've asked for?" This preparation is not punitive, it's a gift. Imagine asking for a treasure you've never carried before. Would you be able to hold it, to cherish it, to let it enrich your life without overwhelming you? The universe, in its infinite wisdom, ensures we grow into the version of ourselves that can sustain and fully appreciate our desires. Manifestation is often misunderstood as a simple act of wishing, a passive waiting for dreams to materialize. But it's so much more than that. It's a dance between intention and action, a balance of alignment and effort. And along this journey, the universe introduces us to challenges that serve as tests of our commitment and authenticity. Have you noticed how, when you begin focusing on positivity, life seems to throw negativity your way? Or when you set your sights on financial abundance, unforeseen expenses appear. At first glance, it feels contradictory, almost as if the universe is conspiring against you. But in reality, these moments are not setbacks. They are opportunities. Each challenge whispers a profound question. How deeply do you desire this? Are you willing to rise above these trials? For instance, when we strive for love, we may first encounter heartbreak. When we pursue success, we might face failure. And when we yearn for peace, we are often confronted with chaos. These experiences are not designed to deter us, but to prepare us, to shape us into the people who can fully embody and sustain the blessings we're asking for. Manifestation is not just about receiving, it's about becoming. It's about transforming into the person who is aligned with the reality you desire. The journey itself holds as much importance as the destination. Take, for example, the desire for great wealth. Many dream of financial abundance, but true wealth is not just about money. It's about responsibility, mindset, and purpose. To hold and grow wealth requires discipline, generosity, and wisdom. The universe doesn't simply hand us abundance. It equips us with the tools to sustain it by leading us through experiences that build resilience and insight. When setbacks arise, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How is this preparing me for my future? These moments are where growth happens, where the foundation of your dreams is built. The path to manifestation is rarely linear because growth itself is not linear. It's a spiral, one that takes us deeper into self-awareness with each step. Consider the way the universe challenges us. It may place us in situations that feel like the exact opposite of what we're seeking. If you desire confidence, you may first face insecurity. If you crave connection, you may first encounter isolation. These contrasts serve a purpose. They help us define and clarify our desires, forcing us to confront what we truly want and why we want it. This process also reveals whether our intentions are genuine. Are you pursuing your dream because it aligns with your values, or because it feeds your ego? The universe asks these questions not to judge you, but to guide you. When you pass through these trials, something remarkable happens. The chaos begins to quiet, and the pieces of your journey fall into place. The doubts and challenges you once faced transform into stepping stones, and suddenly, the path ahead becomes clear. This is the moment of alignment, when your inner world resonates so deeply with your desires that the outer world begins to reflect them. It's as though the universe takes a deep breath and whispers, "You're ready now." In this space of alignment, manifestation feels effortless. Opportunities, connections, and resources flow toward you with ease. not because they weren't there before, but because you have become the person who can receive them. If there is one virtue that underpins the entire process of manifestation, it is patience. Impatience often clouds our vision, making us question the process or even abandon our dreams altogether. But the Stoics remind us that true mastery lies in waiting with grace. Patience is not passive. It is an active state of trust. It is choosing to believe, even in the absence of evidence, that the universe is conspiring in your favor. It is recognizing that delays are not denials, but divine timing at work. When you embrace patience, you shift from a state of lack to a state of abundance. You stop grasping for what you desire and start embodying it, creating a magnetic force that draws your dreams closer. The journey begins here. Every challenge you face, every detour you encounter, is not just a moment to endure, it's a lesson in disguise. A stepping stone toward the life you're meant to live. The universe, in its quiet yet profound wisdom, is always working in your favor, shaping you into the person capable of holding your dreams with grace and purpose. But this journey isn't one we're meant to walk alone. Growth flourishes in connection, in shared wisdom, and in the stories we tell each other along the way. That's why this isn't just the end of a reflection. It's the beginning of a deeper conversation. As we navigate the complexities of manifestation, resilience, and self-discovery, there is always more to uncover, more truths to embrace, and more lessons to learn. And that's why we're here, to continue this journey together, step by step, insight by insight. So, if this has resonated with you, if you found even a spark of clarity or inspiration in these words, stay connected with us. Each lesson we share is crafted to help you uncover your truest self, to guide you through the twists and turns of life with wisdom and grace. Take a moment now to subscribe to our channel, where you'll find more reflections like this, each designed to inspire, challenge, and uplift. Like this video, share it with someone who might need this message, and let's expand this circle of shared wisdom. There's so much more to explore, stories that inspire, principles that empower, and insights that transform. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned, stay curious, and stay committed to your journey. Together, we'll uncover the beauty and depth of life's tapestry, one lesson at a time. Let this be your reminder. You are capable, you are deserving, and the universe is always aligning in your favor. Let's walk this path together. Lesson 1, the practice of daily reflection, a journey to self-awareness. In the rush of modern life, it's all too common to feel disconnected from others, from purpose, and most importantly, from yourself. Our days are filled with distractions, endless to-do lists, buzzing notifications, and constant demands on our time. Amidst all this noise, one simple yet powerful tool can bring clarity and balance: daily reflection. Reflection is like hitting the pause button on life. It's a moment to step back, observe your thoughts, and realign with what truly matters. It's not about perfection or fixing every issue right away. Instead, it's about creating space to understand yourself better. Think about how often we look outward for answers, seeking advice, scrolling through opinions, or waiting for external validation. But the most profound insights often come from within. Through reflection, you begin to notice the patterns in your life. What lifts your spirits? What consistently weighs you down? Why do certain situations trigger specific emotions? When left unchecked, these patterns can unconsciously steer your decisions and shape your future. Why is reflection so transformative? Because it cultivates self-awareness. It allows you to tune into your inner world and take stock of where you are emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. In doing so, you develop a deeper connection with yourself and a clearer vision for the path ahead. Here's how you can begin. First is create a space for stillness. Find a quiet moment in your day, a time when you can be alone with your thoughts. It might be during your morning coffee, on your commute, or before bed. Second is ask meaningful questions. Start with simple prompts like, what made me feel fulfilled today? What challenged me, and how did I respond? What's one thing I'm grateful for? Third is write, speak, or simply think. Journaling is a powerful way to give form to your thoughts, but reflection doesn't have to involve pen and paper. A silent conversation with yourself, a walk in nature, or a few minutes of mindful breathing can be just as impactful. Fourth is be honest and open. This is your space to explore without judgment. Acknowledge your feelings, even if they're uncomfortable, and embrace your successes, no matter how small they seem. Daily reflection isn't just about solving problems, it's about nurturing growth. Over time, it builds emotional resilience, helps you navigate challenges with clarity, and amplifies the joy in life's little moments. It reminds you to celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental, and encourages gratitude for what you have right now. So tonight, before the world pulls you into another whirlwind tomorrow, pause for a moment, reflect on your day, ask yourself, what went well? What could I have done differently? How do I feel? This practice, simple yet profound, can change your life in ways you never imagined. Reflection is a gift you give to yourself, a chance to reconnect, rediscover, and realign with your deepest truths. As you journey inward, remember that every moment of awareness brings you closer to the person you aspire to become. Stay with us and let's explore this path together. Each reflection, each step forward is a testament to your growth. Together, we'll uncover the extraordinary in the ordinary. Lesson 2, the art of accepting what is. The Stoics believed that true peace begins with acceptance. They taught us to practice what they called amor fati, to love our fate, to embrace everything that happens, whether it aligns with our desires or not. This doesn't mean resigning to life's difficulties without action. Far from it. It means seeing every event as purposeful, as something woven into the tapestry of your existence, no matter how challenging it seems. Imagine for a moment that you're a sailor, caught in the midst of a violent storm. You cannot control the wind or the waves, but you can adjust your sails. You can choose how you navigate through the storm. Acceptance is not passivity, it is wisdom. It is the realization that fighting the storm does nothing, but adapting to it can change everything. Seneca, the great Roman thinker, once said, "A good person dyes events with his own color and turns whatever happens to his own benefit." What would it mean for you to see life this way? To view not just the joys but the setbacks, the delays, and the heartbreaks as tools for your growth. Every loss, every disappointment is like the sculptor's chisel, carving away at the excess, revealing a truer, more refined version of you. When you embrace this principle, you shift from asking, "Why is this happening to me?" to instead affirming, "This is happening for me." Lesson 3, strength through perspective. Imagine this, you're holding a glass of water and someone bumps into you, spilling it everywhere. You might get upset, but here's the question. Why did water spill out of your glass? The answer is simple, because that's what was inside it. Life's challenges are like that bump. They don't create the emotions we feel. They reveal what's already within us. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Think about the last time you faced an unexpected challenge. Did it fill you with anger, frustration, or fear? Or were you able to pause, take a breath, and respond with calm and clarity? Our perspective is the lens through which we experience life, and the beauty of this lens is that we can choose to adjust it. Let's say you lose a job or a cherished relationship. On the surface, this feels devastating. But what if this loss is creating space for something better? What if it's nudging you toward a path you wouldn't have taken otherwise? By changing our perspective, we reclaim our power. Instead of asking, "Why me?" the Stoics invite us to ask, "What is this teaching me? How can I grow from this?" When we shift our focus from blame to growth, every hardship becomes an opportunity. Lesson 4. The impermanence of all things. One of the most profound and liberating truths the Stoics embraced was impermanence. Nothing in this life lasts forever. Not our joys, not our sorrows, not even the life we hold so dear. To some, this is a frightening realization, but to the Stoics, it was a call to truly live. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." At first glance, this might seem morbid, but look closer and you'll see it's a reminder to cherish every fleeting moment. Imagine you're holding sand in your hand, letting the grains slip through your fingers. You cannot hold on to them forever, but you can marvel at their beauty while they are there. Life is much the same. When we understand that everything, our possessions, our relationships, even our hardships, is temporary, we learn to appreciate them more fully. Instead of fearing loss, we can see it as a natural part of life's rhythm, and this frees us from the grip of anxiety. We stop clinging to what must eventually fade and start embracing the present with gratitude. Lesson 5. Resilience through action. How taking small steps builds strength. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. In life, we all face setbacks, disappointments, and challenges that can feel overwhelming at times. The key to navigating these obstacles, however, lies not in avoiding difficulty, but in how we choose to respond to it. And the most powerful way to respond? Through action. When we think of resilience, we often imagine someone who seems unshakable, someone who faces hardship without flinching. But resilience isn't about never feeling down. It's about getting back up and continuing to move forward, even when it feels difficult. It's the ability to keep going, one small step at a time, even in the face of adversity. But here's the thing, resilience doesn't happen overnight. It's built through consistent action. Action is the antidote to the paralysis that often comes with fear, doubt, or discouragement. When life knocks us down, it's easy to stay down, especially when we're unsure of how to move forward. That's when taking a small step, no matter how minor, can make all the difference. Why does action matter in building resilience? Because it shifts your mindset. When you're faced with a problem, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the size of the task ahead. But breaking that challenge down into smaller, manageable steps turns an insurmountable mountain into a series of steps you can climb one by one. Each step you take is a victory, a reaffirmation that you are capable, and a demonstration to yourself that no matter how tough things get, you have the power to move forward. Let's break it down. First is start small. Resilience doesn't require giant leaps. Sometimes, the most resilient people are those who take small, deliberate actions every single day. Maybe it's getting out of bed when you don't feel like it, or making a phone call that you've been putting off. Every step, no matter how small, is progress. Second is focus on what you can control. In the face of adversity, we often focus on things outside of our control, circumstances, the opinions of others, the unknown future. But true resilience comes from focusing on what you can change. What's within your control right now? What's the next small action you can take? Third is keep moving forward, even slowly. Sometimes the path to resilience feels slow, and that's okay. Action doesn't always mean speed. It means consistency. You don't have to run through life at full speed to be resilient. You just need to keep moving. Fourth is learn from setbacks. The road to resilience isn't always smooth. In fact, setbacks are inevitable. But instead of seeing them as failures, see them as lessons. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach moving forward? The key is not to stay down when you stumble, but to rise again and apply what you've learned to your next action. Fifth is celebrate every step forward. Resilience isn't about being perfect, it's about progress. Every small victory counts. Whether it's completing a task you've been avoiding or simply taking time for yourself when you need it, celebrate your progress. These small acts of self-care and achievement build the mental and emotional strength you need to continue on your journey. Resilience through action is about building the strength to keep going, even when it feels hard. It's about trusting yourself to take that first step, even when you can't see the whole path ahead. It's about being kind to yourself when you falter and not letting those moments define you. And most importantly, it's about showing up for yourself every day, ready to face whatever life throws your way. So, next time you face a challenge, remember this: action is your superpower. Even the smallest step forward is a sign of your resilience. You have the strength to rise, to keep going, and to transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. Resilience isn't about never feeling defeated. It's about what you do when life gets tough. You've got this. Take that first step today. Lesson 6, living in harmony with nature, reconnecting with what sustains us. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to forget that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves: nature. From the rhythm of the seasons to the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind, nature is constantly communicating with us. But how often do we truly listen? Living in harmony with nature isn't just about appreciating the outdoors. It's about finding balance, nurturing our connection to the earth, and discovering how deeply intertwined our lives are with the natural world. For many of us, daily life is filled with noise: meals, schedules, social media, and endless to-do lists. We're so busy managing our lives that we often overlook the simple truths that nature teaches us. Have you ever paused to notice how a tree stands firm in the wind, or how a river continues to flow around obstacles? Nature is a masterclass in resilience, adaptation, and peace. And when we align ourselves with these lessons, life becomes not only more manageable, but also more fulfilling. Why harmony with nature matters? Nature isn't just a backdrop to our lives, it's the foundation of our existence. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, all of it comes from the earth. Yet in our modern lifestyles, we've created a disconnect. We've replaced fresh air with air conditioning, sunlight with artificial light, and the calm of nature with constant stimulation. Living in harmony with nature is about reclaiming that lost connection. It's about understanding that when we take care of the earth, we're also taking care of ourselves. It's recognizing that our well-being is tied to the health of the planet. When we honor this relationship, we begin to experience life with a sense of balance and purpose. Lessons nature teaches us. Nature is one of our greatest teachers, offering wisdom that we can apply to our own lives. Consider these lessons. Number 1, patience and timing. A tree doesn't rush to grow, and a flower blooms in its own time. Similarly, life unfolds at its own pace. When we stop forcing things and instead trust the process, we can find peace in the waiting. Number 2, adaptability. Nature constantly adapts. Rivers carve new paths, and animals adjust to changing environments. These examples remind us that flexibility is a strength, and that challenges are opportunities to grow. Number 3, interconnectedness. In nature, everything is connected. Trees exchange nutrients through their roots, and ecosystems thrive on balance. This reminds us that our actions, no matter how small, ripple outward and affect the world around us. Living in harmony with nature isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about taking small, intentional steps to reconnect with the world around us. When we do, we begin to see life with fresh eyes. The noise of daily life quiets, and we're reminded of what truly matters: the simple, profound connection we share with the earth and all its wonders. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed or disconnected, Step outside. Let nature remind you of its wisdom. Feel the breeze on your skin. Listen to the rustling leaves. And remember, you are a part of this beautiful, intricate web of life. The more we live in harmony with nature, the more we discover the harmony within ourselves. Lesson 7, the power of internal fortitude. In a world where external circumstances often dictate our emotions, the Stoics teach us an invaluable lesson. True power lies within. They remind us that the only thing we truly control is ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses to what life throws our way. Consider the analogy of a lighthouse. A lighthouse stands firm amidst raging storms, guiding lost ships to safety. It doesn't panic or waver because it is rooted in its purpose. Likewise, our internal fortitude is the anchor that keeps us steady, no matter how chaotic life becomes. Epictetus emphasized, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom, in the Stoic sense, is not about escaping responsibilities or difficulties, but about mastering our inner world so thoroughly that external turbulence cannot shake our peace. How often do we let minor inconveniences, traffic jams, missed deadlines, or an unkind word settle us? What would happen if, instead of reacting, we paused and asked, "Does this truly matter? Will this define who I am?" Building internal fortitude is a daily practice. Start small. When faced with an irritation, take a deep breath and remind yourself, "This is a test of my strength." Over time, you'll find that what once upset you will now empower you, reinforcing your resilience and calm. Lesson 8, joy in simplicity. The Stoics knew that happiness does not reside in extravagant possessions or fleeting pleasures. Instead, it is found in simplicity, in appreciating the beauty of life's most fundamental elements. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This wisdom speaks to a timeless truth. The more we desire, the more we tether ourselves to dissatisfaction. Conversely, when we cultivate gratitude for what we have, we unlock a profound sense of contentment. Imagine sitting quietly, savoring a simple meal, or watching a sunset. These moments, devoid of distractions, are where true joy resides. Yet, in our modern world, we often chase complexity, more possessions, more achievements, more validation, believing they will complete us. Take a moment each day to practice gratitude. Reflect on 3 things you already have that bring you joy. They don't need to be grand. A kind word, a warm cup of tea, or the laughter of a loved one. Over time, this habit rewires your mind to focus on abundance rather than lack. Lesson 9, facing fear with courage. Fear is an inevitable part of life. We fear failure, rejection, loss, and even success. But the Stoics believed that fear is not something to be avoided. It is something to be confronted head on. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Fear often arises from imagining worst-case scenarios that may never come to pass. The Stoic approach is to dissect these fears and see them for what they truly are, shadows, not monsters. Try this exercise. The next time fear grips you, ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? And if it happens, will I survive it? This exercise, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, helps you prepare mentally for challenges, reducing their power over you. Fear loses its grip when we shine a light on it, and more often than not, we discover that we are stronger than we believed, capable of facing life's uncertainties with grace and courage. Lesson 10, the wisdom of detachment. How often do we find ourselves tied to outcomes, clinging to specific results or relationships as if they define our worth? The Stoics taught the art of detachment, not as a way to become cold or indifferent, but as a means to achieve freedom. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, likened life to a dog tied to a cart. The cart moves forward, whether the dog resists or follows willingly. When we resist what life brings, we suffer. But when we flow with life, adapting to its rhythm, we find peace. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring deeply without being enslaved by outcomes. Imagine pouring your heart into a project, giving it your best effort. Detachment means finding fulfillment in the effort itself, regardless of whether the outcome meets your expectations. Ask yourself, am I attached to this outcome because it aligns with my values, or because I fear losing control? This question brings clarity and helps you act from a place of purpose rather than fear. Lesson 11, navigating relationships with wisdom. Relationships are one of life's greatest joys and challenges. The Stoics understood that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control how we show up in relationships. They taught us to approach others with empathy, patience, and understanding, even in the face of conflict. Epictetus advised, whenever someone provokes you, remember that it is your judgment that is provoking you. In other words, it is not others' behavior that upsets us, but our interpretation of their actions. When a loved one disappoints you or an argument arises, pause and ask, what might they be experiencing that I cannot see? This shift in perspective fosters compassion and diffuses tension. Furthermore, the Stoics remind us to value the people in our lives without taking them for granted. Marcus Aurelius reflected, don't be indifferent to what is around you, for you were born to cherish and connect. Each interaction is an opportunity to strengthen bonds, to express love in its purest form. Lesson 12, the practice of daily reflection. The Stoics valued reflection as a cornerstone of self-improvement. They believed that taking time each day to examine our thoughts and actions helps us live more intentionally. Every evening, ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what did I do well today? Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Number 2, what could I have done better? Acknowledge areas for growth without judgment. Number 3, what will I improve tomorrow? Set a clear intention for the day ahead. This simple practice, known as philosophical journaling, transforms reflection into a tool for growth. Over time, you'll notice patterns in your behavior and gain clarity about what truly matters. Thank you for walking this path with me. If these lessons resonated with you, I invite you to share them with others who may need them. Together, let us embody the strength, grace, and wisdom of the Stoics and become the architects of our own remarkable lives.